Perfect Pearl. This is Greta, my granddaughter. Wave. Say hi.
Hi.
And Greta has asked to read this book, and so I would like to share this special fun story with all of you. There's a little message in this story. Don't get mad at people without asking them why they did what they did, right? Don't ever jump to conclusions. See if you can figure that out as we read through this story. Let's go. It all started on a lazy afternoon at the Beast Castle. Belle and Chip were exploring the library. The Beast had just given Belle all the books for her very own, and Belle was so excited, hoping to read every one. She saw a little door and said, "I wonder what's inside of that door." "Books," Chip replied, and Belle laughed. "Well, I meant what kind of books, silly." Belle threw open the doors. "I knew it! More beautiful adventures tucked away and forgotten. Maybe they haven't even been read." Well, it's true. The Beast did not use the library, but when he did go in the library, he always read the same book. "My library is your library," he said to Belle. "Read and enjoy any book you find." Well, it hadn't been long since Belle had agreed to stay at the castle in order for her father to be free. But every day she was getting to know the Beast better. And you know what? She was starting to think the Beast might care about her happiness. So Belle took the Beast at his word, and made herself at home in the library. Many days she spent hours there reading book after book and losing all track of time. Belle considered the books to be priceless treasures, so when she took a break from reading, look at that, she asked Babette to help her dust them. "Would you grab my water, Greta, right there? The big bottle? Thank you." She shelved any stray books and even pressed the pages flat. One morning, Belle noticed the Beast had left his favorite book lying open. You know, you're not supposed to leave your books open like that.
No.
That's not good for them.
No.
In fact, I tell my husband, Tim, all the time, I say, do not leave your book laying open. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, Belle picked it up to try to put it together and noticed one of the pearls was missing. So Belle looked around on the floor in case it had fallen out. Chip came to help her search. "I found something," he called. And what do you think it is? It was a pearl. "Let's see if it fits," suggested Belle. She dropped the pearl into the hole in the clasp. "It's perfect," said Chip. Cut.
Go.
But the pearl was loose and wouldn't stay fit. "I have an idea," said Belle. "This book is obviously the Beast's favorite. I'm going to fix it up a little bit at a time, and when I'm done, I'll reattach the pearl." "Then you can surprise him," Chip cried. Look at Chip jumping up and down. Belle nodded. She was so happy. She was going to do something nice for the Beast.
He's frozen right here.
Oh, Chip has a little chip in him, doesn't he? That's right. Belle got right to work. She borrowed some rags and polish from Mrs. Potts and set to cleaning the book. She polished the leather, made it so nice. But when the Beast came into the library, he did not pick up his book. He seemed to be looking for something. "Can I help?" Belle asked. "No!" he bellowed. Then he quietly added, "I mean no, excuse me." And without a word, he just left the room. Well, that is what I call a mad face on that Beast. Belle was surprised but shrugged it off, thinking, well, the Beast is just in a bad mood. At this time, he had at least apologized. In the afternoon, Belle did some more work on the book. Carefully, she smoothed out rumpled pages and polished that brass clasp. "I can see myself in it," Chip exclaimed. Again, Belle put the book back in its place on the shelf. But that evening, when the Beast passed Belle in the hall, she smiled and stopped to greet him. "Good evening." "Good night," he snapped, hurrying by. Belle stood there stunned. He hadn't even glanced her way. Is something the matter? She wondered. She did not know. The next morning, it was finally time for Belle to put the pearl back on. But she wasn't sure she wanted to give the book to the Beast. He was being so crabby. As she put the pearl in her hand and just started to put it on the book, the Beast burst through the door. "You!" he cried. "You have had the pearl all along. I've been looking everywhere for it, trying to find it." "Well, why didn't you say so?" Belle shouted. Then she took the pearl onto the table, bounced it down to the Beast. "By the way, I've been fixing up your book." Well, the Beast was shocked. He looked at the book, he picked up the pearl, and then he started to laugh. Oh my, but Belle was still mad. She was just stomping right out that door. He hadn't been very nice to her, had he, Gretta?
Yeah.
No, it's not good to jump to conclusions. "Belle, wait," said the Beast. His voice was so gentle, it made Belle stop and turn. "I've been working on something for you, too." In the Beast's hand was a lovely antique pen. "I wanted you to have it," exclaimed. "I wanted to give you something special." And he placed the pearl on the pen at the base of the rose. It fit just perfectly. "I took the pearl out of my book yesterday," he said, "but I must have dropped it on my way out. I am so sorry I blamed you." Now it was Belle's turn to laugh. "Well, I'm sorry. I ruined your surprise." Belle pinned the gold rose with the perfect pearl to her dress, and then she watched as the Beast noticed his shining brass clasp on the book. It had a polished cover and very smooth pages. "Thank you, Belle," he said. "You've made my book like new." Belle and the Beast still had to learn more about being friends, but so wonderful. Their hearts were in the right place. Just think how different that story would have turned out, Gretta, if when the Beast noticed the pearl wasn't there, he'd have gone up to Belle and said, "Belle, have you seen a pearl?" And she would say, "Yes, I did. I was saving it for a special surprise." Anyway, always good to talk about people. Don't just jump to conclusions. That's all for today. Say goodbye. Bye-bye. We love you.